about the guys you need to add heading into week 4 and the guys you need to keep an eye on if your league is really small and you're not sure you can pick up some of these guys. You need to make sure you keep an eye on them. Don't know how many we're going to get in the room, given that it's 11:19. Yeah, what's going on, Nolan? Nolan's here. Of course, Nolan's here. But we're talking. Elijah's here. We might have more people here than I'm predicting. It's only 11 my time. What's up, Tim? But it's definitely late Eastern. It's what, 2:20 Eastern. So we may not have a full room, but we need to do week 4 waiver wire pickups. Why is my logo in front of Philip Dorsett? I don't know why. I moved it. Sorry, Philip. What's up, Ugly? This was kind of a weird week, mixed with a bunch of awesome producing players, mixed with the Barkley scare injury, and he goes back in the game and then gets hurt, and then now we don't know what to think. I don't know if there's any updates on Barkley's condition, but didn't look good. Does anybody have any updates that they've seen outside of the regular news wires? Sometimes Twitter's popping with this kind of thing. The last thing I heard, I'll read it to you. Barkley Saquon's going to undergo an MRI on the ankle, so we won't know anything. But Wayne Gallman, who you see on this list, actually you don't yet. Let me add the list right here. He's in the other names that we need to consider. Gallman's right there. I don't know if you'd move him to like number 4 or 5 if news comes out that Barkley's going to miss a lot of time. I want everybody to know that Gallman right here is in the middle of this other ads. Knox, the tight end for Buffalo, Burkhead. White was having a baby, so we don't know if Burkhead's going to continue to be used, but he was used, in week 1. Minshew, pick him up in Dynasty, pick him up in large redraft leagues. But Gallman's the only guy from this list that could jump straight over into the top 3 or 4, maybe top 1 if let's say Barkley is going to miss a significant time. But will Gallman even be the guy? We don't really know what's going to go on there. Dalvin Cook, top 3. Suck on it, counselor, says Elijah. I agree. Now, man, Baker Mayfield, I'm not saying that they can't turn things around there, but I'm feeling pretty lousy about all of my Baker Mayfield support. The guy goes out there and does what that team can't. He holds onto the ball too long. That line is horrible. During the oopsie show, I might be talking about Baker, touchdown maker, disappointment maker, at least as an early season oopsie for me, no question about it. But could he bounce back? Yeah. I don't know what's going to happen. Mark says he hates Carson. I can't stand Carson, man. He's a fumble machine. But, oh, man. So let me get into these, and then I'll answer some questions. So Alexander Mattison, I know that sounds strange to be talking about a guy like that around these parts because we wouldn't dare let a guy like Alexander Mattison stay on waivers, right? But according to the waiver data, he's only owned in 20% of leagues in general. So it's a combination of a bunch of different league sources. So he's only owned in 20%. In 80% of leagues, Alexander Madison's out there. I don't know why. He's like one of the damn best backups or stash players, standalone value in the league. If Cook went down, you almost, let's say you went to the bathroom, Cook got hurt, you were dropping a deuce, you come back, you grab your hot dog, your popcorn, your wings, whatever you're eating, your slice of pizza, you sit down and you see a guy moving left to right and just like diving into the end zone from like 10 yards out, like Superman. And you're like, damn, Cook looks good. That could have been Alexander Mattison. That's how good this guy is. I love Dalvin Cook. Dalvin Cook's top 3 overall right now. I don't think Mattison would be that good, but he would be a top 12 overall player if he was starting if Cook went down. Why Alexander Madison's available in 80% of leagues across America, I don't know. I venture to say on sleeperu.com and the Fantasy Football Show communities, inside our communities, this guy's probably available in like 10% of leagues. But I have to throw it out because I don't really know for sure if you guys are picking him up. I have to say it. 20% owned. I don't understand it. Pollard. Why the hell is Pollard dropped when he's in the same situation as Mattison? It's like a deflated amount of hope when you have this guy Pollard on your bench. You drafted him at standalone value in the 7th, 8th round. You reached really high, and then all of a sudden Zeke comes back right before week 1. And the deflated feeling you have makes you go drop him. Instead of viewing him as the same kind of stash, home run, secret weapon, win a league secret weapon like Mattison. Why on earth would you drop a guy like Pollard when he fits that mold to a T? I don't understand it. It makes me want to ring my bell really late at night, but I'm not going to do that because I'm not that dumb and wake up the whole house. But I will say this, that he's only owned in 17% of leagues. That's near the same amount as Alexander Mattison. What the hell is wrong with people? Go pick up Pollard. Maybe nobody saw him have his rather big game, his like sneaky good game. What were his total stats? Let's pull up Pollard. Now I'm not worried about Zeke, so please know that this isn't a rant on Zeke or a doubt Zeke episode. In fact, what did I say last week about Kamara? One of the best buy lows, and they would lean on him. That the Saints, did I not say, would be a crafty team to play moving forward. They would be that story of, hey, without Drew Brees, they're finding ways to win. They're finding ways to lean on the other pieces that they have. They have Mike Thomas. They have Alvin Kamara. They have 2 quarterbacks they can rotate through and be rather efficient. They were a very efficient offense. They don't need Drew Brees to win games. And clearly, this shook up that coaching staff to the effect that they were going to change their game plan with Alvin Kamara, and they fed him. This was very, very clear that this was going to happen, writing on the wall. So when people are freaking out, knee-jerk reaction, I had people ask me, should I trade? It was like second-round type running back material for trade away Alvin Kamara for second-round running back material. It's crazy. And look what he did. Don't sleep on Davante Adams going into week 4. Don't sleep on, what did Mike Thomas end up doing? Real quickly, Tony Pollard, 128 yards total, 103 yards rushing and a touchdown against the Dolphins. He was a pretty clear, they were going against the Dolphins. He was a pretty clear, like, if you had injuries across the board at running back and you had Pollard sitting there, it's like, I'll shove him out there. He's playing the Dolphins. Yeah, so let's look at Mike Thomas. I know we're doing a little bit buy low in this. I'm supposed to be doing waiver wire, but you know me. I don't know how to stay focused on one topic, especially when you guys ask me 1,000 questions in these lives. Then I go off on rants on everything, which is fine. I'm okay with that. But Mike Thomas, I'm just looking up stats real quick for Mike Thomas. Michael Thomas. He had 54 yards and a touchdown. That might have people not really having a knee-jerk reaction anymore, but he didn't do great, so you might be able to still go after him. There could be people saying, God, it sneaked out a touchdown in that game. Maybe he's not the guy that I think he's capable of being. Same thing with Juju go by. What did we say about Mike Evans? All these people coming in here into the live and talking about trading Mike Evans away for ham sandwich type material, and look at him. He's a top 5 wide receiver instantly. You could have got Mike Evans last week for a low second round equivalent type player. You could have got Mike Evans in some cases for a high-end third round player if you threw in one of these rookies you picked up and was playing with the house's money. Buying low on Mike Evans is so far, such a window that is so closed. An opportunity that is completely gone. You have Davante Adams left. This is the best time of year for everybody mourning, oh, Davante Adams did bad for me. Oh my God, Zeke Elliott hasn't done good for me. Instead of thinking about it the other way, that you have other leagues, do you not? I know I play in like 100 leagues. If you have 100 leagues like me, and not exaggerating, I think it's 14, got something in my eye on a live. Great. if you've got 14 leagues like me, all I think when Zeke Elliott struggles again, just like I thought, okay, Mike Evans had a bad week 1, instead of, oh God, is Godwin the better player? Instead of thinking that, all I thought was, okay, I only have Mike Evans in 3 leagues. I need him now in all 14. I need to accumulate my Mike Evans shares and have him across the board because now he is such a good buy low. So those that took advantage of it, then he had a bad week too. And what did everybody do? Oh, well, maybe no, you should have said this is 2 weeks. he's a proven stud and you should go acquire him. But people aren't thinking that way right now. So Davante Adams, I bet you could go get him for mid-second round value at the very least. You could go get probably Mike Thomas in the second, low second round value range. You could go trade Eckler for him. I don't know. Go try sell Mike Evans now. His next 6 D-backs, his schedule is brutal. No. Thielen, I don't know that Thielen's good, man. I don't know that I sell him. I think he's looking pretty good right now. Evans is awesome. So let's go over this. So Alexander Mattison, make sure he's not available. 20% of leagues. What are you doing, people, if this guy's on your waiver wire? I don't even understand. You must be in a tiny, tiny league. You must have 0.5 starters that you can have on your roster at running back. I don't understand. Tony Pollard, 17% ownership. What the hell? Now we get into the players that are probably more likely available in our circles, because anybody that's watching right now that allowed Alexander Mattison to sit on waivers needs to take 15 laps right now and log off this show. You're not allowed to come back until tomorrow. No soup for you for 24 hours. We need to have like a new thing where if you do something that's worse than take a lap material, you're literally... Why do I have this tag hanging out of my hat? Why didn't anybody tell me? Real friends tell friends that they have something on their face. We need to do a new thing in here where if you do something that's far beyond take a lap material, okay, far beyond. This is what the kids do. Maybe I want it out. We're doing something far beyond take a lap. What we're doing is using a Seinfeld reference of no soup for you. It should be no show for you or something. Come up with something. Let's come up with a creative way to do it. No show for you. Okay, if you don't know what no soup for you is, look it up on YouTube after this show. Not right now. You're busy. But go look it up on YouTube. Seinfeld, no soup for you. The soup Nazi guy won't allow anybody to have soup if they don't do exactly what they're supposed to do in line with their money and everything. So we should do a no show for you, and you get banned for the show for 24 hours. Banned from the show for 24 hours. What should I do with Diggs? I don't know, man. I don't think anybody's going to buy Diggs from you, to be honest. Daniel Jones. Now we're getting into the players. You just joined the stream. What's the upside on Pollard and Mattison? Cameron, you need to rewatch it. We can't do the whole thing for you. It's good stuff. Go watch it. He's owned in 20% or only owned in 20% of leagues. Alexander Pollard's available in close to like 83% of leagues or something like that. And I don't understand. So if you're watching this right now and he's available in your league, you can't watch the show for 24 hours. You're banned. No show for you. Smitty, you had a tag hanging out of your hat. Thank you, Rich. Daniel Jones, probably available in, I would say, a good chunk of leagues. Let me see what the data says. I know ours is a little bit different in our circles because we're a smart group of people. We're not your average bears. We are our knowledgeable group that I think outweighs the average bear. So he looks available in close to 85% of leagues, which is crazy. Daniel Jones, he looks phenomenal. We talked about how wrong a lot of us, almost everybody, was. No show for you, Cameron, because he's available, isn't he? That's okay. We'll give you one pass, Cameron, because you're busy with school. A is 3-0 somehow. Nice work. Daniel Jones, go get him if you need a backup. Jacoby Brissett is also a great pickup. I have the Briskinator down in the corner here. Philip Dorsett, go get him if available. It looks like Brady's going to lean on him. Edelman's banged up. I don't know the extent of Edelman's injury. Let's pull up Edelman real quick and see how long he could be out, or if he's going to be out at all. Edelman. So Dorsett's going to have a lot more volume coming his way. Julian Edelman, chest done for the day. There was no reason to risk further injury. Probably going to be probable to play, I think, next week, or be potentially on his way back. But he's getting some rapport with Brady, man. And he might be a good wide receiver 3 in very, very large leagues. So Daniel Jones, Dorsett, and then in the middle there I have Darrell Williams, who on this show, right before, an hour before kickoff, we were talking about Darwin at the top of the show being a pretty decent start, we think, but we had to check news and go through all that on the live. That's the whole point of being on live 1 hour before kickoff, is we have to sort out all that crap that's being shoveled our way on news wires, coach speak, just trying to decipher this thing we call fantasy football, and the updates they get thrown our way like piles of dog crap sometimes, not organized, not honest, not anything that really helps us, and we got to decipher what's crap and what might be something we can predict with. And on the live, it was being reported earlier on. We had a few of you in here. Nick was one. A couple other of you were saying, hey, a report just posted, Darrell Williams is starting. Now, at first I was cautious, and I'm like, look, until it's reported on a more heavy-hitting news wire, I'm not ready to say, hey, run Darrell Williams out there instead of Darwin, or drop Darwin and pick up Darrell. But we did know that Darrell was highly believed in by this team. They do like him a lot. He has experience in the offense in terms of, like, you know, how they've used him in the preseason and what he looks like, how he's got a good, decent handle on the offense. But LaShawn McCoy was supposed to be kind of limited. We weren't sure what his role was going to be. And he came out and obviously had a really good game. They didn't play Darwin much. I think Darwin did eventually hit the field at the end of the game. Didn't play much. I don't even know if he got a carry or if he got the one carry or what it was. But Darrell Williams didn't hit the ground running like the news report suggested, and we had to go off that. That's all we had. But he did eventually get going, get in the game, had a decent game, scored like 15 or 16 points, I think, in one of my leagues. I don't know about your scoring. But Darrell was pretty good. Darrell did really well. That's Darrell D, right on the screen, Arrel, 1L, Darrell Williams, Kansas City running back, somehow leapfrogged over Darwin Thompson. We can't predict these things all the time, guys, and oopsie on all of us, okay? But I'll take it for the team. Oopsie on me. I'll head this oopsie train in front of all of you, and I'll take the lashings. I don't care. We're hitting on some other stuff that's making me excited, so I'll take the lashing on this one. Darrell, it's tough to know what coaches are thinking. If McCoy went down tomorrow, we could all back Darrell and be like, okay, well, Darrell's a clear starter, and then Reed could say, like, no, I'm going with the rookie Darwin Thompson. He's proved it to me. And we're gonna be like, what the hell? And you can't roster 4 chief running backs on your roster. I get it, but we don't know what to do half the time with these joker updates that we get from news wires that aren't their fault necessarily. They're reporting on what they're hearing, but coach speak is awful. Look at all the Todd Gurley crap you've been shoveled all offseason. Oh, he's not hurt. He is hurt. Oh, we're not going to have him on the snap count. Well, then what do you call what you're doing to him? Oh, that's just how we're playing him. It's not a snap count. It's just his workload. Like, the Rams are unbelievable with misinformation, or even you could call it nonsense, just garbage updates for those of us in the world we're in, which is the fantasy football world. They don't care about us. I like Chark. Elijah, he's pretty good. He's proven it. Hardman's a beast. D-Rob is a beast. Pat Mahomes is single-handedly winning leagues and weeks for people right now. Such a beast. I have Pat Mahomes, Alvin Kamara, Dalvin Cook in the Throne League, and that's a league you guys drafted for me. You drafted it with me. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, I created an Instagram league with over 600, 700,000 followers involved There's only 12 teams, and so I represent one team. There are 11 other experts that represent that team. It's a normal league, just 12 teams, but each of our follower groups draft our team for us. So you guys drafted my team together. We got together, we voted. It was so fun. Such an awesome draft. We're going to do it again next year. But we drafted Dalvin Cook in the second round, Pat Mahomes in the third round, which all 11 experts roasted us on with their Instagram stories and updates. Oh, you guys took Pat Mahomes in the third round. You don't take a QB in the third round. Suckers. Mahomes is on pace for 6,000. What is his TD pace? Like 60? He's on pace for probably 6,060. I don't know what the exact TD number is. Big timer if you can throw that out. Cameron, both Pollard and Mattison are available. Which one would you rather have? First of all, why are you still watching? You're banned, Cameron. No show for you. No show for you. Oh, I give you a pass. Mattison, man. But somehow, I don't know how big your league is, but played against Evans today. I'm sorry, Maverick. I apologize. I got Mahomes in the fourth. Kevin, you're nasty, Kevin. You're filthy. Some of the other thrown leagues are garbage, or throw out face emoji says me. And me. Both Pollard and Mattison are available. Yep. At least take a lap. I gave you a pass on no show for you, which is the new thing I think we're going to do, guys, where if you're beyond lap taking material, like if Alexander Mattison's sitting on your waiver wire, Dylan, pick up Mattison for Darwin. Why haven't you already done that, Dylan? Madison's like the best backup in the entire league. Dylan, if that's worse than take a lap material. So the new thing we have is no show for you. You get banned for the show for at least 24 hours or one episode. Damn, Wilson lit it up. He did. So Dorsett, Darrell Williams, Daniel Jones, Pollard, Alexander Mattison, other ads, Knox, tight end for Buffalo, Burkhead, running back for the Patriots, Minshew, QB for the Jags. Gallman could jump into like the top 1 to 4 depending on the Barkley injury or another running back. You know, we got to look at that depth chart. Who's even, off the top of my head, who's even there? Who could they sign? So let's look at Barkley, Saquon. Maybe they make a trade. I don't know how long Barkley's going to be out, though. It could be something where he's going to miss one game and then they take it, one game at a time. But it looks like Gallman's their only back. I don't know who they're going to bring up. Elijah Penny, or he's already on. I think he's already on the team as a fullback. But I don't know who they would bring up or who they would bring in. But Gallman is a guy you need to grab for sure. I just don't know where I would slot him as of right now because I don't know if I would take him over. I'd probably take him right over Darrell, depending on if you needed. I'd slot him like right here at 3. If we knew he was going to start one, maybe 2 games, I'd slot him at 3. So just know that. Any other players that I'm missing that we need to talk about? Chark isn't really available in a lot of leagues. He shouldn't be. Trying to think of other players that are potentially on waivers. Toss them out if you've got them. No show for you. No show for you. If Alexander Mattison is sitting on your waiver wire, you should be ashamed of yourself. Unless you're brand new to the channel and you just subscribed tonight, then you're cool. We're good. So is A-Rod going to blow up soon? Yes. Go trade for him. Trade for him at value that he doesn't have to blow up for you to earn your value back. Am I telling you to go trade for him at third round value? No. I'm telling you to go get him, and I'm not saying you asked that question. Who asked me that? Elijah. I'm not saying that to you. I'm just saying in general to people saying, go get A-Rod, and then they come back to me and they're like, okay, I traded Mike Evans for A-Rod. I'm like, what are you doing? And then they say, you better be right, Smitty. I traded Mike Evans for A-Rod. And I'm like, I didn't have this conversation with you. I have no responsibility. I apologize. Kyle Allen, yeah, add him to the end of this list. Rodgers versus Eagle defense at home. Nailed it. But trade low and I'll have a buy low, trade sell high segment. Don't worry. But in a nutshell, if you can still get Juju, you can't get Kamara, goodbye. You had 1 week to go get Kamara. Too bad if you didn't take advantage of that. Been barking about that for, I don't know, 2 weeks, because he's been struggling for the 2 weeks up until this third game. But window closed. Opportunity gone. No show for you. You won by 0.1 against Evans. Wow. That's crazy. Allen. Nice work, Allen. Allen's playing pretty good. I might have to reassess where I'm ranking Allen. To be honest, I feel like I'm probably a little low on him. Lamar Jackson came back down to earth a little bit, but will he jump right back into elite status? I mean, I have him at the 5 range. I didn't move him ahead of A-Rod. I didn't move him ahead of Watson. I didn't obviously move him ahead of Mahomes. What do you think? I'm crazy. I didn't move him ahead. I think Dak and Lamar are kind of like right there. Baker's down. Who's Baker? Baker, disappointment maker. So pissed off at Baker right now. I don't even want to talk about it. I don't even want to talk about Baker. So he holds onto the ball. Thoughts on Seattle's backfield? I don't know, man. Hopefully Ingram can keep this going. I agree, Nolan. And Ingram was kind of a big underrated guy over at sleeperu.com, man. People ripping on some of the dynasty rankings that I had on him. Allen has been a monster. Yeah, Keenan Allen's been great, man. Keenan Allen's fire. Fire. Okay, so what other players am I missing? You feel ashamed as the Fantasy Football Show fan? I'm going to take a lap. Cameron, it's okay. You don't need to. You're in school. You're working hard. You weren't paying attention. Pay better attention in school. If this is a reflection of how you're doing in school, that you missed the assignment to go get Alexander Mattison and you left him on your waiver wire, dude, you better get a lot of extra credit in your class. No show for Baker. I'm taking a lap at some point this week for my high expectations on Baker. I have to. I owe it to you guys to take a lap for that. I'm not saying he can't get there. And sometimes QBs take a little bit to develop. Not guys like Daniel Jones, but sometimes QBs need a little bit. I know the talent is there. They just are not firing on all cylinders. They're not getting blocking. He's holding onto the football. It's been a bad set of circumstances, the matchups. I mean, it's like a perfect storm hitting Baker's progress and progression and rise. Do I think Baker should be cut? No. Would I pick Baker up if he got cut? Probably. But I am not calling him top 5 right now. I'm just not. I'm oopsie to me until further notice. Do I have hope that he could prove me wrong at the end of the year? Yeah. Amari Cooper was on my bold predictions. In my top, I believe, 8 or 9. It might have been 8 or 9 on the bold predictions. In the top 10 bold predictions, let's put it that way. Last year, Amari Cooper. Oopsie on me almost the whole year until he goes to Dallas. Then I felt vindicated when he finally went to Dallas, and look at how well he's doing now. So talent-wise, I knew I nailed it, but situation, oopsie on me for thinking that he could produce as well as I knew he was capable of in that Oakland offense, which was very limited for him. Cooper needs a QB like Dak. Cooper isn't like I've talked about before, like Antonio Brown, where he literally could go anywhere, create his own space, his speed, his ability, his talent. The XFL, where he's probably headed next. That's not the kind of receiver Cooper is. So Cooper needed that new home. He went there. No more oopsie for me. Oopsie got wiped off the board after Cooper landed in Dallas. But I was riding the oopsie train on Amari Cooper heading into the earlier part of 2018. I was feeling pretty bad about myself on my Amari Cooper prediction. I was starting to doubt what I was seeing, but the talent's there, man. Cooper's doing great right now. He looks fire. Absolutely fire. And I still feel that Baker, Odell, Chubb, that offense has a lot of potential. But right now, oopsie. Oopsie on Julio. No, Justin, because I still have him. I've still had him in my top 12 or 14 overall all year. My concern is his foot. So his good play right now, I mean, we all knew he's capable of having a huge, season at any moment. But my concern is in Dynasty at the end of this year, are you going to be looking at, potentially some foot issues? I could be a year early on calling Julio's decline heading into next year. And I don't mean he'll necessarily vanish, but he'll miss games. Like, oh, God, miss 4 games. Kind of leave you hanging to the point where, like, you draft him, he goes nuts, but then he leaves you hanging. I'm not saying this year. I've said that by the end of this year, there could be a potential, I don't want to say the guard changing officially, but we're looking like it could be in the works. I think Ridley's going to be amazing for the future. I think buy low on Calvin Ridley right now because I think people are going to be freaked out about his bad game, just like people have been freaked out about Mike Evans struggling. What do I think of Darwin Thompson? Talented guy in a real crappy situation that you're crazy, including me. If I say it to you tomorrow, call me crazy. To assume that you can predict this situation anymore. The passing game, those wide receivers, even Kelsey go. What did Kelsey do? If you can buy low on Kelsey, I would. Travis Kelsey, what did he do? Diggs isn't startable. You might be right. So Kelsey has 1 touchdown. He had 107 yards and a touchdown in week 2. So anybody that has him is going to still be tasting that game. And he had 7 receptions for 89 yards. No one's buying him low. 3 catches for 88 yards in week 1. He's quietly been on fire with just a little blip of an explosion in week 2. But he's steady enough that his owners aren't complaining. But I clearly feel like the Kansas City passing game I had a handle on, and it's all been going perfectly to plan, but that running back situation, oopsie. For now, but definitely oopsie material. I'm taking laps for my Kansas City running back assessment. I'm taking laps for my Cleveland Browns assessment, but that doesn't mean we aren't hitting things left and right this year too. I'm not one to always sit there and just pat myself on the back. I've lost some things. Cook is cooking. Dalvin Cook, no channel, nobody had Dalvin Cook higher than I did. Hit the thumbs up if you're in the room. Have some manners. No one had Dalvin Cook higher than I did out of experts heading into 2019. Nobody. I called him top 5 overall material. He was by far locked into my 5th running back spot with the conversation of that this guy could have a cup of coffee with the 1 to 3 running back guys throughout the year, hit and miss each week, be a top 1 guy, top 4, but always hang around the 3 to 5 range and finishes at number 5. George Kittle's not an oopsie. Go buy low on Kittle. You mark my words. I had people telling me I'd oopsied on Mike Evans last week. Oopsie that. George Kittle, 8 for 54 in week 1. 3 for 54 in week 2, 6 for 57 in week 1, with 2 TDs called back in week 1. I know those TDs can't be given to him. It is what it is. You can't just say, oh, well, but you could add this, or what if this. But I'm just saying, I've watched the games. He's fine. He's a great buy low. He has a bye week, too, heading into week 4. So people are going to be freaking out. But Kittle, go get Kittle. Go get Davante Adams. Go get Aaron Rodgers. Go get Zeke Elliott. Those are the guys that you go get and can win a league. I love how Smitty admits his wrongs. Not many people do that. Respect. He gets it right much more than he gets it wrong, though. Thank you, sir. Yeah, I mean, like Mahomes, Cook. I mean, a lot of the stuff I've missed on, I don't think they've cost you like 1st or 2nd rounders, right? So I've been wrong so far on the Browns players. Odell, nobody should have been drafting, super high, and Odell's still playing okay. Odell still had a great week 2. So don't write off Odell just because Baker's struggling. Odell can still get his. I'm still fine. I wouldn't sell Odell low, and I wouldn't say at all that Odell couldn't be a 11 to 14 or 15 overall finisher in fantasy football. I wouldn't even be worried at this point about Odell. Odell is capable of getting his, and they'll figure things out enough Maybe they still lose games, but they figure things out enough. And if they're doing bad, they're passing from behind to get Odell his work. But, I mean, a lot of I've gotten some things wrong. But look at the bust predictions that I've called here on the show. So the Fantasy Football Show, I'll say, not just me, I'll say the show. The show predicting Todd Gurley's decline. Todd Gurley looks like a rental. Looks like a fifth-round rental. Mixon, everybody had him in the 7 to 10 range for experts earlier on in the year, and then he fell into like second-round material. Mixon's been garbage, and Mixon's a big risk. Connor was in the 7 to 9 range and fell, and then Connor now is looking like garbage. There's a lot of... All the bus calls have been dead on. But have I been wrong on a couple of the sleeper guys? Sure. I mean, Darwin, Henderson, give Henderson a time. I'm not writing Henderson off because Gurley looks like he's not going to be able to maintain. And once Gurley is out of the equation, even if it's week 10, week 5, I will wait. Smitty, I need extreme advice, please. Sacklin, post it. Once Gurley's out of the equation, then Henderson gets to enter in as that. Let's say Malcolm goes to the one role. I think they divide it, but let's say Malcolm was elevated to the top spot. Henderson would have that role where he's getting those touches to impress. So, Gurley, the ultimate sell high. What could you get for him, though, Nicholas? If you own him, you just shouldn't have drafted him, plain and simple. No show for you if you drafted Todd Gurley. Unless you're brand new to the show and you just found us, you just hit subscribe, then I'm okay with you getting a pass on that. Lev Bell, buy low at the right price, but I don't know. That offense sucks. The Jets suck. Gurley went to Gurley mode. Yes, he did. Shut down Gurley mode. Gurley mode activated. We need to have a button for that. Gurley mode, like when someone like is slowing down, like let's say, name a player who's going hot right now that can slow down. Hyde feels like a guy that can slow down. Carlos Hyde feel like he's slowing down. We hit it, activate. Gurley mode activated on Carlos Hyde. Thoughts on Mark Andrews going forward? I need to write down some of these ideas. Gurley mode activated. This is like one of those real late at night, you have an idea, you wake up and you write it down, and then later on you're like, what did I write? When you wake up. What was the other idea I had? I'm not going to tell you guys, but I had another idea. Oh, yeah. I got it. A little surprise for you. Don't look. If I can read that later. Gurley mode activated. You guys really think AB is done? Yeah, he says he's done, and the league's like, dude, you can't quit us. We quit you, bro. Thoughts on Herndon? What did Herndon do this week? Meikle, a must start with Tyreek out. Absolutely. D-Rob's a must start. Meikle is a must start. Thoughts on Herndon? I already read that one. Damn, I'm tired. Cole Beasley. Yeah, he's worth picking up. Sacklin, I'm 0-3. Sorry to hear that. I don't know what I did wrong. Team is Rodgers, Dalvin, Cook, Monty, Juju, Ridley, Godwin, Eifert. You didn't do anything wrong. It's a good team. Don't sell Dalvin. You got to just wait on Juju. You're waiting on Ridley. You don't have a lot of sell highs. Carlos Hyde, you can maybe sell high here soon, maybe. Don't sell Mattison. Don't drop Mattison. You can't sell Monty yet. You just have some guys that haven't popped off yet, and unfortunately, there's nothing you can do to get out of that. I mean, if you were to trade, if you felt like, okay, I could keep Dalvin Cook and not make the playoffs, and then, what good is it? Did I miss it? I was making sure. What good is having Dalvin Cook if you don't make the playoffs? So I would understand if someone came to me and said, hey, Smitty, based on the competitive league that I'm in and based on everybody else's teams, I need to do something because I'm 0-3. You could go off and trade Dalvin on the high. You'd need to go after 2 players, so you'd have to tell me what team, say, Sacklin. that has, I would say, I'm trying to think of two players that are buy low right now. So Zeke Elliott, I'd go after the Zeke Elliott owner. So Sacklin, tell me right now, who does the Zeke Elliott owner own on his roster at wide receiver and running back? Like, does he have a Melvin Gordon? Could you trade for Zeke Elliott and Melvin Gordon? Like something like that. Or could you upgrade Ridley into a Mike Thomas and get Zeke and Mike Thomas for Ridley and Cook or something like that? And I'm not saying that's the best deal for anybody or that everybody would want to do that, but that at least gives you a shot. Like, you need kind of a home run at this point. You need Evans or Mike Thomas to bounce back, and you need Zeke to be just as good as Cook. That's what you need out of this trade. So I would go after Zeke. I'd go after Mike Thomas. I'd go after who was the other guy I was telling everybody to go after today? It's late. Good call on Dalvin, though, Smitty. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've had my oopsies, man, but we've nailed a lot this year. This year's been a good year so far, regardless. I have some people that cling on to one thing. They're like, Smitty, you were wrong about not liking Lamar Jackson as much as you should have. I hate you. It's probably the thumbs down that I have right now that said that to me. Trade Zeke and Olsen for Dak, Boyd, and Ingram? No. Shame on you, Doza. No show for you. I'm almost tempted to say no show for you for 24 hours. Easy game. I own Elliott, Kamara, CMC. Bro. I assume you're 3-0. If not, then you know what to do. Umberger with the super... Yeah, the new avatar, bro. Umberger, I hope that's you. I pray that's you, Umberger. That would give me so much joy if you had that stash in real life. Lost my bet by half a point. Oh my God, your $290,000 bet? You had the Giants, and everyone ripped on you for having the Giants on your thing, bro. What did you lose your bet on it? For those that don't know, Umberger is a deep pocket baller, and he bet $10,000 on a parlay that would have paid him $290,000. And by the looks of him, after that happened, he got really drunk, passed out on his boat, and got sunburned. And somebody drew one of those marker tattoos or marker mustaches on his face. Damn, Umberger. But here is 10 because your call on buy low on Mike Evans was the play. Thanks, Umberger. I feel really bad for you, man. $290,000 off half a point. You literally would never have come back because you would have went straight to Vegas and we never would have seen you again had you won that. So I'm glad you're here and you returned to us. But half a point, 290. Tell me you didn't just go on a binge drinking after that. Umberger has to have Minshew with the stash. I hope that is his stash. Damn, Umberger, I'm sorry, man. That sucks. I completely forgot about that bet, too, until you came in here and told me that. I was... Damn it. KC had to win by 6 points. Oh, my... And how did they not? I would have probably bet you my pinky toe, and I would have cut it off on this live if anybody would have asked me, would they have won by over 6 points. So, you're not alone, Umberger. Damn, that sucks, man. I feel bad for you. You got Wilson, Watson. Should I trade one? Absolutely, man. Go after the players we're talking about, the buy lows that are named Davante Adams and maybe still Juju, but Zeke Elliott especially. Kittle was the other one I was telling you guys to remind me. Kittle, Aaron Rodgers, Davante Adams. That stack would be great to acquire right now. QB is Lamar Jackson. Wide receivers Robinson, Brown, Cook. Oh, is that your team with your monster running backs? It's still good though. Jackson at QB with those. John Brown, D-Rob, those are good wide receivers. You have to be 3-0. I don't know if you said. Devin put 500 against KC on the spread and took home 1,200. Nice job. My running backs alone will carry me. Yes, they will. Easy game. What about Kyle Allen? He's okay. He's worth an add in deep leagues. What do you think about Lindsey? Lindsey's solid as like a flex or maybe your first bench running back, but I'm not like starting him yet. Sacklin. I need to upgrade my tight end position. I need to take a lap for messing your name up again. I don't know who to trade. You got offered Greg Olsen for Carlos Hyde. I get something else, man. I get what I recommended to you. I think you go crafty. Devonta Freeman, Darrell Williams for Thielen. No. Keep Thielen, man. Oh, trade them for Thielen. Yeah, of course. Get Thielen. I've learned that people ask me, you guys would be surprised how many people ask me crap backwards. They go, should I trade blah, blah, blah for so-and-so? And I'm like, yes. And they come back to me and they do it. I'm like, dude, you said, should I trade these two for that people? So sometimes I read this and I'm like, I'm even mixing it up based on the way people ask me. So a lot of times you'll hear me just say the player. So you say thoughts on Sonny Michel versus, or should I trade Michel for Montgomery? I will just say the name because I don't want any confusion on it. Get rid of Gurley immediately. Agreed. Kyler is disappointing. Think he gets better? Yes, I do. Waller plus what for Kittle? At this point, you might want to just stick with Waller. Waller, I'm saying go get Kittle, but at the same time, if you already own Waller, I'd probably ride that train, man. He's playing great. I like Kittle. If you need a little spark and you're like 1-3 or 1-2. You better not be 1-3 at this point. If you're 1-2 or 0-3, then maybe do that just because you need a home run. But if you're like 2-1, something like that, keep Waller, man. Oh man, Umberg, I feel sick for you, man. Are you gonna do another one of those Umberger this week? That's a lot of coin, man. Umberger's the man. Smitty, I'm down 8 and I have Monty PPR. You think this is in the bag? I'm not gonna say that and jinx you, man, but I'd rather be you than be the other guy if all you need is 8 from Monty, but anything can happen on a Monday night or a Thursday night or a Sunday night game. Smitty, who would you rather take on a flyer this season? Debo Samuel or Dante Pettis? Samuel, by far. Unberger with another, bro. Thank you, Unberger. Mahomes and Aaron Jones, Kerryon Johnson for Deshaun Watson and Saquon. I drink rum and whiskey. Are you gonna do another bet though? Another big baller bet, dude. Deep pocket bet. Damn. Mahomes, Aaron Jones, and Kerryon for Watson, Saquon. I'm assuming redraft Umberger. God, that's so hard. What do you guys think of this trade? Should Umberger trade Mahomes, Aaron Jones, Kerryon Johnson for Deshaun and Saquon? What do you guys think of that trade? Yeah, and Hog, I was telling you that on the last couple lives that everyone's freaking out about Kamara, but you watch, they're going to get back to using him properly. And they're crafty enough and efficient enough, those two QBs, to keep defenses honest, to use Mike Thomas, move the ball around. Kamara lines up at wide receiver. He runs out in the flat, catches a pass. He's not just going to be seeing 8-man fronts. You can't really box him in. Yeah, so first person says no way. Kyle says no way Umberger. The only reason I think about it is if Barkley came back right away. But if he's out like 4 or 5 games, you could do this trade and just lose. Bad trade says easy game. Nah, because Barkley's injury. So if Barkley was coming back and he wasn't going to play at all, or wasn't going to sit at all, so he's going to play all the games, then you probably want to do that trade for sure. But if he misses 3 games, 2 games, then I don't know. I mean, you got Mahomes just carrying you, and Aaron Jones could be darn good. One of Aaron Jones at carry on should get to a high enough level that it makes up for that. Mr. Miyagi is in the house. Mr. Miyagi says, paint the fence, Umberger, for asking. No, it's a good question, Umberger, honestly. I didn't know what to say at first because I'm kind of like, if I'm thinking, what if Barkley isn't going to be out long, but I don't know that we can think like that. Saquon will cost you 5 games already. I know, he's been a little bit... I don't know that I could do that. I just don't know how bad Saquon's going to be. What did I read? I already forget what the news report said. He's getting the MRI, but did that report say anything at all? Hit the thumbs up on your way and have some manners. It's ridiculous. 130 eyeballs in here, and we got 40 thumbs up. Doc, what's up, Doc? Should I bench Evans? Get out of here. Smitty can ask a trade question. Yeah, Kyle, hit me with it. Those high ankle sprains, yeah, it looked bad too. And he just escaped injury. We thought he got hurt, went into the tent, came out, and almost immediately got hurt again. It's like, what the hell? Should I trade DJ for Zeke? Yes, I would. If Saquon's MRI shows ligament damage, he'll need surgery. Can be done for the year. That's true. That's a possibility. Thank you for the thumbs up. And for you that gave me the thumbs down, I still appreciate you. I'm going to hit you with some kindness. Does Hardman have the same upside? And I know one of those thumbs down was the counselor. So, counselor, we're still good. Don't worry. You keep doing your thing. Smitty, I came in here asking for advice when I noticed I didn't thumb up. How many laps do you take? None, because you still did it. I'm giving you a pass. Aaron Rodgers just playing for the check now. No, I think he's a competitive dude. Go get A-Rod, go get Adams. They're going to be fine. Should you trade Aaron away? Should I trade Aaron Rodgers away for some player? No, because you can't trade him high and pick up Brissett. No, A-Rod. 3 weeks. We played 3 weeks, guys. We're 3 weeks in. He has a brutal playoff schedule, but defenses change. Do not get rid of A-Rod. Or you get kicked in the sack line. High ankle sprains are no joke, says Big Timer. Hey, Big Timer, and anybody that's in Phoenix or anywhere near Phoenix, Tempe, Arizona, wherever, even if you're in Tucson, you might need to make the drive. I will probably, it won't be this week, but maybe next week, be doing a live event at a local pub, like a beer pub. And so I'll be there live from in Arizona time, and I'll be doing a live stream, so you guys are all going to join us. But I'm just saying, if Big Timer, you're in Tukey, you could head on over to the pub if you want. Anybody that's in Arizona, and given my CBS Sports Show is a local CBS The Fanatic 1580, I gotta remind me to talk about that Wednesday. If I don't, that I'll potentially be somewhere next week that people can come and check me out on Tuesday. It'll be a Tuesday most likely. So Tuesday, Arizona time would be 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Arizona time. So it's going to be 11 p.m. Eastern to midnight. We'll be doing a 1 hour live on location at a local pub. It probably will be next week. I'm still working out the details. So it'll be in Phoenix. It'll be kind of near downtown Phoenix. So I just want to give some of you a heads up, like Big Timer, that are in Arizona. How do I deal with Sony Michel? Should I trade him away if possible? Yeah, I mean, but it depends for what. I got a friend who, Kyle has a friend who wants to trade Bell for Evans. I think you trade Bell for Evans, yes. Don't panic on your studs is also good advice. Should I trade Watson or Wilson? I'd trade Wilson and keep Watson, but that's me. Sackland, no, you're not the only person 0-3, bro. Triple I is 3-0. Don't rub it in. I swear someone is doing black magic on me, says Sackland. Smitty, I've been trying to get to bed, but I keep getting caught up with these legendary live streams. Thank you, Cameron. Study up. You need to go to school. You got school in the morning, bro. Get back in your bunk bed. Set the phone right next to your pillow, and we'll give you some fantasy pillow talk as you go to sleep. But you have school tomorrow, young man, that you're probably going to skip. So you need to get your sleep. I remember that was me in the dorms. It'd be like every morning, it'd be like, damn, I don't think I need to go till the end of class. And then I'd go into my class, and at the back, one of those stadiums that would go downward toward the teacher at the bottom, and I'd find out these classes. And when I get into one, I'd be like, yes, 500 people in the class. They pass out the attendance. Now they got clickers and things that you gotta like have on you, and they take attendance. But I'd literally just go into the class and just kind of rise up at the end of the class at the back row, and then the attendance sheet would come around, and I'd just pass it on. That's a Smittyism. I'm down, man. Get off work at 6. Just let me know the name of the pub. I will as soon as I get the details ironed out. It'll be 8 p.m. Arizona time, and we'll be live. So you'll literally, you can sit at the bar. I'll be in a booth doing the whole show, and I'll occasionally, come over and interview you or something. And anybody else that's in Arizona, especially Phoenix or Tempe or Peoria, anywhere near Phoenix, can come on down and hang out. Miyagi-san won all 3 of his leagues today. Thanks to Smitty. Thanks to Smitty-san. Good job. I think you read it wrong. I have Evans. Is Bell worth 2 running backs? I did read it wrong, Kyle, because I'm real tired. And I think it was long. It was like 4 lines, and I require 3 lines, or I can't get through it because it goes so fast. I think you read it wrong. So you're saying you have Evans. Is Bell worth 2 running backs I listed above? Well, that doesn't help me because that's about 15 messages above. So Kyle, one more time, just post it in for me. Sackland, Smitty, thank you for reassuring me. I felt so defeated this afternoon when I checked fantasy and was down by 55 points, but it's only 3 weeks in, and I could easily have make the playoffs. You still could, but don't be. You'll bring a couple people big timer. That's awesome. Don't be defeated, bro. But don't be shy about making a trade either. Like, just tell me. I don't know if you said it above, but say it below, Sackland. I'll look for it, and then before I head out, let me know the players that you that the Zeke Elliott owner has. Umberger, I'll be at Bar Louie tomorrow. Umberger, what state are you in again? Umberger will probably fly out for the live, I'm sure. He'll stop by. Easy game. Bell is worth Daniel Jones if you think about it very carefully. Kyle, Breda, Monty, Michelle, Aaron Jones. I mean, you could go Monty and Aaron Jones for Bell. I wouldn't call that crazy. And that could work out if you need like a spark too. You know what I mean? If you're 0-3, it's a good team you could win out, says Nicholas. So don't trade Sackland. Listen to Daniel Son, to Smitty Son. Smitty Son tells you that you're going to wax on and wax off with this team for as long as you can. But if you can paint the fence with a Dalvin Cook for a Zeke Elliott and something big, even if you're upgrading Ridley to like a Mike Thomas, upgrading Ridley to something big, Sackland Son, then I will approve that. And we can get on with the season, and you can make up those losses and be fine. But don't sell low on Dalvin Cook's son. Dalvin Cook's son does not need to be traded low. Umberger will hop on his private jet. Umberger's already here. Umberger's a baller. What do you do with Aaron Rodgers' bad numbers through 3 weeks? Well, you can't erase them. So I don't know what you can do with those numbers. You can hide them. You can not look at them. I can't make them go away. I don't have that kind of power. But I will tell you, Ramos, that things will get better for Aaron Rodgers, or I will take a lap. I made a 50-point comeback on my fantasy team because of Watson, Kamara, but most importantly, Smitty, the GOAT, says Ramos. Thank you. I can't say I felt really good about some of the calls that have gone bad so far this year, but I take those hard. When I'm behind somebody like Baker, when I'm waiting for Darrell Henderson to get a shot at least before everybody calls that a complete bust. But we hit more than we land here on the Fantasy Football Show. I mean, the bigger stuff has landed. All the little stuff is, so we've had some hit and miss type stuff in middle rounds, but like Montgomery hasn't popped yet, and he was like probably the highest you could call bust so far given the expectation level. But Montgomery was like a top of the third, top of the third. I don't think there have been any bad calls, and I might be misremembering something inside like the top 25 overall players. Anything that we've talked about. Everybody inside the top 25 that I've like gone full go on, like this is the advice, have been a lot of the bust candidates. Well, Cook exploded. Mahomes, fire. Kittle we're waiting on. He was more outside the top 25 though. But Connor bust, Mixon bust, Gurley bust, Mahomes, Cook. Those are all lands. So I feel pretty good about this year so far. But there are some guys I'm waiting on, and I'm a little bit bummed about the Kansas City running back situation because I felt very strongly about that, admittedly. And, maybe I should no show for me for 24 hours. Maybe Umberger needs to get on here, or maybe I just need to go live and let my chair sit here for 60 minutes and see what happens. I wonder what would go live for 60 minutes and don't be there. That's a little secret one. What would I do if I went? What do you think would happen if no show for me? I wrote it up here and I just didn't show up, and I went live, and I banned myself from my show for a whole episode. What can you get for Mixon? I don't know. Can you get Mike Thomas? Can you give up more and get Davante Adams? You might be more likely to get a player like Adams or Mike Thomas and give up a little bit more. Trading Mixon for somebody might not be the play. It needs to be Mixon and somebody for a bigger one player. Will Penny get more with Polycat wants to know if Penny's going to get more run with Carson fumbling. He might, but for whatever reason, they just keep giving him the ball. They're like, here, fumble the ball, fumble the league away, or fumble the game away. Oh, that's no problem. We got it back. Here's the ball. Fumble the game away. Oh, God. Yeah, package Mixon. It's the only way you can get really, you can only like disguise the value. You know what I mean? You want to trade Zeke? You could trade him for like I don't know. I don't know that I would trade him unless I was getting like literally two, like a Mike Thomas and a really good player. Like I just wouldn't do it. There's no sense in it. Smitty Casey offense is hard to learn. Darwin is the second half of the season stash. Yeah, it is a very hard, complex offense. Where was my code? Free Gordon, Sleeper U. limited time, I open this back up for popular demand. You can get sleeperu.com minus the one-on-one advice because I can't give that away. It's so much time that I spend doing that. But if you go enter code free Gordon, that's for free Josh Gordon. I still think he's going to have a big year with AB now gone. Free Josh Gordon, but the code's free Gordon. Go to sleeperu.com/deal. You have to go to that link, but you can get sleeperu.com for $3.99 the rest of the season, and it's normally $29.99. That comes with the email advice, the $29.99. This does not, but you get everything else on the site, all the rankings, everything for $3.99 using code FREEGORDON at checkout when you go to that exact link, sleeperu.com/deal. So jump on it. Would you trade Ridley away for Waller? I like both of them kind of equally, man. I think Waller's a baller. I think Ridley's, there's no word that rhymes with Ridley, diddly. He will do diddly. But Waller's a baller. Definitely like both those guys. I think they both got big years. Maybe Zeke for Julio and Mixon. I don't go get Mixon easy. I get rid of Mixon. But I like where you're going with that, but just different players. But no one's going to trade Zeke for Julio. Julio's blowing up, man. No one's going to trade Julio for Zeke, I mean. Now I'm mixing it up. What about Gallman with Saquon possibly high ankle? Yeah, pick him up. He's definitely going to potentially get slotted. He's right here. He's in this list here, but if the news is bad, you could insert him right in between here. This is where I'd probably slot him in between Pollard and Daniel Jones. So this is where Gallman would go in. Insert Gallman. Melvin back by week 6, maybe. What if Melvin Gordon gets traded to a new team? What if he lands as a starting running back? Probably not going to happen, but I think that Gordon realizes there's no market for him. He's coming back. I don't know what he's waiting for, though. Like, just to stay healthy, he's going to be thrown to the wolves and more likely to get hurt the longer he holds out. I don't understand. Oh, Big Timer sent a super chat. How'd I miss that? How'd I miss that, Big Timer? Oh, A. Bro, I'm sorry. You're saying A sent one. Are you still here, A? A sent you a super chat. Did you send me one, Big Timer? Or you just tell me about this one? A, I'm sorry, man. A, I hope you're here. I have Julio, Cooks, Gordon, DK, Samuel, Curtis Samuel. Carry on, Aaron Jones, Carson, Sanders, Malcolm Brown with Matt Ryan, 3-0, but worried. Yes, I would make a move because I don't know that team is ready to win and dominate, but you are doing well. Oh, you're still here. Make another drink. Sorry, A. I appreciate it, man. Alec Hine, is that how you say it? Am I pronouncing that right? Alec Hine? A. Alec Hine. I would sell. So I assume that's Melvin Gordon, right? Or is that Josh Gordon? No, it's probably Josh Gordon because you have him listed with your wide receivers. So Julio, Cooks, Josh Gordon, Samuel, carry on, Aaron Jones. I mean, honestly, I'm just being completely honest. You're asking for my true, honest advice and opinion. I think you need to make. Yeah, I do need to run a lap. I'm sorry. I think you need to make a trade. And I think your only play here, because you don't have a lot of sell high candidates, maybe Aaron Jones, but what do you get? Not at all. How do I say your name then? Give me the pronunciation. I just call you A. I'm just going to keep calling you A. It's easier. It's easier for me. No, but tell me how to pronounce it. I'll try. Sacklin. I got Sacklin down. Aaron Jones, you could sell high. Carson, I sell. I do a package deal with Carson and Sanders might have value soon. So probably try and trade Carson and Sanders for one safer player. I would probably look to trade Julio on the high, and you could maybe get like a Mike Thomas and then give like a Sanders or give Mike Thomas and Carson. Who does the the Mike Thomas owner have at running back? Because I want to know if you could upgrade Carson into their running back and trade Julio for Mike Thomas. So tell me first how to pronounce your name, and then tell me who the Mike Thomas owner has at running back. I go up against Hopkins, Keenan, and Evans next week. Yeah, put a nail in the coffin. Anything can happen. Alexander. I'll call you Alexander. I'm going to call you Alexander. Or Big A. Do you like Big A or Alexander? It's going to be easier for me. It's just going to be a lot easier for me. Godwin plus McCoy, enough trade for Kittle and Ertz. You're going to trade for both tight ends? And yeah, it's probably enough. Big A. I'm calling you Big A. Hope you're okay with it. What did you get scared about, Sacklin? Everybody hates Fantasy Bust, but Antonio Brown has the most fun Fantasy Bust of all time. He suffered the biggest beatdown. That sucks. Smitty, my opponent, had Mike Evans, Ingram, Russell Wilson. Damn, you got blasted, man. Hey, I'm going to check back for you. Tell me who he has. Umberger with the super chat. Tell me, Big A, tell me who Mike Thomas has at running back. I need to know to help you. Umberger, I will fill in for you. Just put my head over yours and speak in James Earl Jones' voice with a German accent. James Earl Jones, let's see. I got a YouTube James Earl Jones voice. I can do Mike Tyson. Okay, so Simba. Let's try it. I can't do James Earl Jones' voice. It's like the Simba guy, right? Simba. I'll work on it. I can do Mike Tyson. Hey, this is Umberger. My name's Mike Tyson. Alex says Hernandez. Hey, this is Mike Tyson. I'm scary, I'm mean, I'm tough. Miss Smitty's probably like listening to me through. What the hell are you doing? I'm looking A. Mike Thomas, owner, has Kamara and Mixon. God, last week was the time to do it, bro. Julio and like Carson for Mike Thomas and Kamara. You might even had to give up a little bit more. You could have maybe got that pulled off. I don't like Mixon. That sucks. He is Mixon. Adams, Big A. Tell me who Adams owner has at running back, and then that's gonna be. You're watching Banshee, dude. I'm telling you, you think my Mahomes prediction's good? My recommendation of watching Banshee and Doobie Snacks can approve this message, and so can two double I's or double ones or double L's. I don't know what those are. Two. We'll call you Big Two. Big Two can now attest that Banshee is a better prediction of being one of the best shows ever than my Mahomes prediction or my Dalvin Cook prediction. Banshee's the best freaking show that you don't know about if you've never seen it. We should all watch it together. if YouTube would allow it, which they wouldn't. Banshee's like binge-worthy material, bro. Big 2. You liking it? It's good, huh? It's like, it's addictive. It's awesome. It's like Breaking Bad meets trying to think of like a, I don't know. I can't even explain the writing. The writing's amazing. You've never seen Banshee? No. You don't need to take 2 laps because a lot of people have never seen Banshee. That's why I'm telling you about it. Go watch it. Just call me 1, says 2. Number 2 wants me to call him 1. I don't know. I think that's going to confuse everybody. What's Banshee? Easy game. It's unknown, so you don't have to take a lap for not knowing. Did Big A tell us who he had? Adams and Juju, the Adams owner. I'd trade Julio for Adams and Juju, but my next week's matchup, Winston. Oh, got a super chat. Sorry, got to talk to the super chat. 2K Juan, a returning super chatter. Big K Juan, thank you, sir. I really appreciate all the super chats. You guys rock. You guys make the show. 2K Juan says, Smitty, I won my matchup this week. I went with Hardman for the upside. Appreciate the help the other night, man. Absolutely, bro. So excited for you, 2K. Way to ball, bro. Way to ball. Yeah, you wouldn't know about it. Banshee's really, thanks again, 2K. Banshee's really unknown. Banshee is it's on Amazon Prime. I think they only have season 1 available for free, and then you got to pay for the episodes after that. You might be able to find it somewhere else. I'm not sure, but you can definitely watch on Amazon Prime the first season, and it's bad ass, bro. And you could always get I think it's Cinemax. You could get Cinemax for a month. They probably do like a 7-day trial or whatever, and you could just blow through, the whole thing because you won't stop once you start watching Banshee. It's freaking unreal. It's so good. The writing is through the roof, dude. It's violent. It's got everything. Banshee's the best. The premise of the show, and I'm not giving anything away because it's like really, you've got to tell somebody about it for them to be interested. And it's not funny. I mean, it's funny. Like it has it's like The Sopranos. It was not a comedy, but it was like funny and awesome, and hilarious characters. Even though they're not it's not a comedy of any. It's like an action-packed, like crazy writing, Breaking Bad style writing. But it's about a sheriff or about a con man that becomes a sheriff because the sheriff dies right in front of him, and no one's met the sheriff, so he picks up his badge and gun and becomes a sheriff. And that sounds like a comedy or whatever, but it's not. It's freaking unbelievable. It's such an unknown, amazing show. I'd be surprised if anybody has ever seen the show Borgia. There's one called The Borgias that's on Showtime that's still good. But Borgia, singular, one word. It was on the Canal Network, and it was on Netflix for a while. I don't know where you can find it now, but Borgia. It's about the Borgia Pope dynasty, and the Borgia Pope was just a madman, and his whole family. They were like the original mafia crime family, and he was a pope, and people don't know the story, but it's unbelievable. It starts off really slow. You have to give it like 3 or 4 episodes because people have watched it and said I couldn't get into it, and they quit. So Doobie, if you find Borgia, you have to stick with it. You have to give it like 5 episodes, and once you get into Borgia, it's like unbelievable. It's unbelievable that a pope and his family did the things that went on. They were like, it's crazy because the Vatican has like its own laws they can get away with. Like, somebody gets offed, they just like brush it off. Banshee is amazing. Words cannot describe. I'm telling you, it's better than my Dalvin Cook prediction. Evans gave Winston $1,000 before the game. Said, "Throw passes to me all day." All right, guys. It's late. I'm out of here. I hate to leave the room. We got 150 in here somehow at freaking 3:39 Eastern. You guys are crazy, man. You guys have school and work. Come on. Don't forget up here, free Gordon, that promo code. If you go to this link, sleeperu.com/deal, you get sleeperu.com for $3.99 for the rest of the season. It does not include the one-on-one advice, but it includes everything else. So go get it. If you have not subscribed yet, over 40 to 50% of the people, usually, I think it's sometimes 60, that watch these episodes, these lives, are not subscribing yet. They have not hit the subscribe button. If you haven't, it helps the channel a ton. The thumbs up help a lot, and the comments once this video gets processed and YouTube posts it as an upload. So it's live right now. We got the chat. The chat will be attached to the video, so as you play, you can rewatch the chat. But the video will process, and you can actually comment, and that's where the comments are emptied out. Like, you literally, after this video processes in like 5 minutes, you can be the first comment, and I'm going to see it, and I'm going to reply to you. So if you still have an outstanding question, or you have a question later, like, get into the comments on this video, the same video, because it'll be wiped out. I'm streaming. I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. I'll let you know. But I'm definitely every Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern to 11. I'm doing the CBS Sports Radio show, and I stream that live right here in my studio as I call into the CBS show. So I will be streaming that Wednesday, but I will try and do it tomorrow, but we'll see. Thank you, W. Thank you, Sacklin. Thank you, 2K. Thank you to all of you that super chatted. It's always appreciated, never expected. Does help the channel. I'm still growing, so that definitely goes to use. It's not something that's like, that don't think it's going to waste. So as we grow, we get to the 10,000, 20,000 subscriber range, we're going to be blowing up. And you guys, for all these super chats, just your comments, the thumbs up, even if you can't do a super chat, the comment, the thumb up, the sharing, the subscribing, it all is going to lead to this becoming a 20, 30, and eventually 100,000 subscriber show on YouTube. I know it. I feel it. And it's all because of you guys. And you guys are here on the ground floor. You're like the first, some of you are the first 100 that ever followed me, but you're inside the top 3,000 people that help make this channel, and we're doing it. We're only like 6.5, 7 months really into it, and we already have like 3,100 subscribers. We're gaining tons every day. So hit subscribe if you haven't. I appreciate everyone. Take it easy.